Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Real Housewives of New Jersey desperately needs Margaret Joseph back. The blame for the downfall of the Real Housewives of New Jersey shifts depending on viewers' allegiances. Many feel either Teresa Giudice or her sister-in-law Melissa Gorga are the guilty parties because they could never resolve the heated family issues that divided the cast. Some blamed Jennifer Aydin for engaging with bloggers in order to dig up dirt on the cast. The divisions on RHONG were too firmly held by the cast for any obvious way of moving forward to present itself to the production, and the series has been in limbo ever since. Other fans were certain that Margaret Josephs was to blame for the downfall of RHONG, since they felt she was overly negative in her feuds with both Teresa and her one-time friend Jackie Goldschneider. But now that Bravo has announced the new series in the franchise, The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, allegedly headed by New Jersey star Dolores Catania, RHONG needs Margaret more than ever. Margaret is booked and busy, with or without the reality series, and her recent appearance on the Vault podcast made clear that she is still exactly what RHONG needs. RHONG has been struggling to get back on track for years, and viewers can point figures to any one individual in the cast that they want to blame, but the problem is bigger than that. The series is ostensibly about a group of women who share the same social circle, developing friendships and alliances, and, sure, stirring up some petty drama. But that's just it. The drama is supposed to be light, and most importantly, resolvable. The problems that had been developing on RHONG were too dark to be resolved, but Margaret never played a significant role in the stories that took the series to this place. Margaret's feud with Teresa about her husband, Louis Rulis, wasn't Margaret's problem alone, since Louis threatened he would have a private investigator look into the entire cast. And Margaret's feud with Jackie actually made great reality TV, since the ladies were true friends, and viewers felt genuine whiplash with Jackie turning on Margaret to side with Teresa and Jennifer in the last season. Margaret likes to be a little messy, like when she sent the funeral floral arrangement over to Teresa's house to mock her rival for having an on-camera meeting with an attorney about their issues on the show. But Margaret has always shown she is willing to come to the table for a reasonable resolution in a fight, and it was the other cast members who weren't able to let go of the animosity. Margaret confirmed on The Vault that she had heard from the production not to expect RHONG to film at all in 2025, saying it was dead in the water. She also confirmed that a lot of ships have sailed with that particular friend group. Speaking about her friendship with Jackie, it was clear that chapter had closed, with Margaret assuring the host that she wishes her once friend no ill will. But after the betrayal in the last season, the relationship was over. When asked about the opinion that Margaret was responsible for RHONG being put on pause, she joked with her typical caustic humor, "I wish I had that much power." Margaret is exactly what a real housewife should be. She is light, funny, breezy, and has a big heart underneath her kooky persona. She does charity work, treats her friends to fabulous vacations in places like Marrakesh, and has multiple entrepreneurial endeavors that keep her busy outside of being a reality star, including a new mocktail line, Sorry. Margaret even expressed that she would be willing to collaborate with fellow Bravoloberty Carl Radke from Summer House, who is opening a non-alcoholic event spot called Soft Bar, which is exactly what makes Margaret a great Real Housewives character and a Bravo asset. She is always a team player. So when she's accused of getting in the production's ear and ruining the show, she can only laugh and say she wished she had that kind of power, because then RHONG would be tumultuous, high-drama world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONG. There's always room for conflict, chaos, and culture. But with the most recent season teetering on the edge of full-blown identity crisis, one glaring truth is emerging. The franchise desperately needs the return of its platinum blonde provocateur, Margaret Josephs. Margaret, affectionately nicknamed the Marge, joined RHONJ in Season 8 and swiftly carved out her niche with her whip-smart one-liners, eye-popping pigtails, and a fearless ability to stir the pot without ever losing her signature charm. She wasn't just a typical housewife. She was a force of personality, a clever narrator, and often the voice of reason amid the screams, shattered wine glasses, and flipped tables. So what happens when Margaret exits the scene? That's the question this current season is answering loud and clear. It falters, it fizzles, it flails. Let's face it, New Jersey needs a center of gravity. The dynamic among the core cast has grown stale, fractured, and, frankly, joyless. The long-simmering feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga has metastasized into a kind of performative bitterness that doesn't evolve or even entertain, it just repeats. Their storyline has become a Sisyphean loop of accusations, denials, and broken familial bonds. Without a character like Margaret to cut through the dysfunction with both humor and hard truths, the show is stuck in a monotonous spin cycle. Margaret brought balance to the cast. She wasn't afraid to challenge Teresa, but she wasn't mean-spirited. She didn't shy away from a battle, yet she never descended into pointless nastiness. There's an art to housewife conflict, and Margaret was a master artist. Her confrontations were calculated, biting, and often hilarious. Think back to the legendary coat-pulling moment with Danielle Staub, or her memorable zingers like, "You're not even Italian, you're just Jersey," to Jennifer Aydin. Marge had the ability to slice through a scene with the precision of a scalpel and leave audiences howling or gasping. And it wasn't all shade and sass. Margaret brought heart. Her storyline about her strained relationship with her mother, Marge Sr., gave viewers a deeper look at the complexities behind her confidence. Her unwavering support of the LGBT+ community, her candidness about her past affair and its consequences, and her deep loyalty to friends like Jackie Goldschneider added authentic emotional stakes to the show. She made you laugh, yes, but she also made you feel. Without her, the ensemble feels oddly lopsided. Sure, there are still strong personalities. Jennifer Aydin continues to bring fire and tequila-fueled tears. Dolores Catania is still the ride-or-die realist, and newcomers like Rachel Fuda and Danielle Cabral are trying to stake their claim in the Jersey jungle. But the connective tissue, the unifying glue that helped this chaotic group coalesce, was always Margaret. She stirred conflict, but also mediated it. She was sharp but fair, stylish but relatable. A comedic force with a business brain and an unapologetically bold moral compass. Let's also talk about Margaret's fashion. While others on RHONJ often lean into the gaudy, the glittery, and the garishly obvious, Margaret brought a fresh, quirky aesthetic. Whether it was leopard print blazers, bold shoulder pads, or her signature ponytail puffs, she brought a kitschy confidence to the screen. Her wardrobe became as much of a character as any of the women on the show. In a sea of cocktail dresses and plunging necklines, Margaret served something different, style with personality, not just flash. And the fans? They noticed her absence. Social media has lit up with #BringBackMargePlease, memes about her infamous power pony, and fans lamenting the lack of her quick-witted commentary. Reddit threads dissect episodes wondering what Margaret would have said in a given scene or how she might have navigated the latest cast trip debacle. Love her or loathe her, she mattered, and that's more than can be said for some of the newer, quieter housewives who struggle to leave any impression at all. The larger issue RHONJ is facing is one that all long-running franchises eventually must tackle. How do you keep things fresh without sacrificing the core DNA of the show? Bringing in new blood is important, but anchoring it with familiar faces who know how to play the reality TV game is crucial. Margaret understood that game intuitively. She could hold court at a brunch, diffuse a blow-up on a yacht, and throw shade while decorating cupcakes, all in a single episode. Her business background, too, brought a different dimension. While some housewives' storylines begin and end with birthday parties and beach vacations, Margaret's life as an entrepreneur gave the show substance. Watching her juggle her Macbeth collection, her book tour, and her marriage to the ever-lovable Joe Benigno added depth.